Cancer. So I've moved location. You probably haven't seen this before, but anyway, this is nice and cool. There's some chimes that go off every once in a while. It's very hot here, despite being early in the morning. I have got a bench with giant holes in it, so your cards could disappear, but I'm going to spread my skirt out and hope to catch them. So we're doing a North Star, and it's about how to set your intentions to get in the right way. So you and the idea of setting your North Star, the Emperor, you like it, but you might feel a bit rigid about it. We'll read these properly in a minute. What are your core skills that you've got, Cancer, to help you in this quest? The Wheel of Fortune, that's interesting. You might want to look at Geminis. They also had the Wheel of Fortune in the same space. I'm wondering whether there's something that's going on for all of us, which might be something to do with change happening anyway. What you might want to let go of, what Cancer might want to let go of in this time of change. The Lovers. There we go. So all majors so far, Cancer. This is a big time for you. And how to set their North Compass. How do people who are watching this, who are Cancer, or anyone who's come across this, set their North Compass? Prince of Cups. So that's the Page of Cups. Is that right? The Page. I'll check that in a minute because we've got the Princess. Yeah, I think it's the Page of Cups. Or, no, I think it's the Knight of Cups. That's interesting. Offering your love. And where this is going, the Tower. Okay, we need to cap this. So, the Tower. So this is a 5-card reading, and you've got 4 majors. So this is a big time for you. What do you mean by the Tower? What are they taking down? A 10 of Torches and the 6 of Torches. Maybe you're taking down somebody that, or some institution that has had a good reputation, but it's been being a bit overburdened or obsessive. Or anyway, let's jump in. So as I said, all the majors. This is a big time for you, Cancer. You and the idea of moving forward. You're quite rigid, but you're very commanding with this Emperor. You want to protect those with that knight, that little sheep that you feel need to be protected, and you've got a very strong sense of structure and discipline. So you want to kind of contain this and hold this together. There's probably a bit of fear maybe around the change, and so you want to make something very, very structured, but you've got the skills. So that's amazing. It's very solid, the Emperor. It can be unbending. So it might be that you are being a little bit tough on yourself and those around you. But let's see. Your core skills are the Wheel of Fortune. Well, actually, you can jump in and make change. I love that. Maybe we've all been shaken up a little bit over the last few years, and we're a bit more, despite any resistance, we've had change, all of us. There's nobody that hasn't. And so maybe you're going, okay, I can jump in and change with this. But it's interesting seeing it with the Emperor, but maybe the way that it feels safe for you is to jump in. You can make these changes, but you need to then make it very organized somehow, whatever it is you're doing. What you might want to let go of is the Lovers. So this can be about relationships and partnerships. It might say within this sphere of change and the setting your North Compass, you can't take into account other people too much. The idea of a new lover or a lover, this might be a sort of solo mission, not necessarily about leaving anyone, but thinking about what it is you desperately need and want, or what your heart is dictating, and using that as the compass, not melding into many other options. The other thing the Lovers talks about is choices. So it might be that there's a choice that you want to leave at this point, that you're being offered something that isn't quite right for you. But anyway, partnering with the world or someone else is not what you need to think about on this mission. It's a bit more of a solo mission. And yet, how to set your North Compass, the Prince of Cups. I need, oh, there we go. Rather good for my abs. I need to double check with this Prince whether I can find the princesses to work out which is... Okay, yeah, so the princesses, yeah. So the princesses are the knights and the princes are the pages. So this is being quite romantic, actually. It's saying get into your imagination. It's saying don't squash your true romance of your heart, the things that you've always wanted, the things that that get your imagination going. Here, so usually we see the Page of Cups holding a cup in the Rider-Waite and a fish leaping out of it and looking all interestedly in the fish. Now, the person who taught me the other day said, well, maybe that's because there's something rather naive about the fish. It's not in the right place. It's not, a cup isn't big enough for it. She was talking about the sort of over-romanticism of this card and the fact that it can be a bit naive. I wonder, actually, here where we've got the fish at your feet, and it's in its right realm this time, it's in the sea. Maybe you don't, that's interesting. I'm remembering her comment. It was very fleeting. But now the fish is not in the wrong place. You can follow this grand epic imagination because, and start learning through that mode because it's got the whole sea to fly into. Somehow it's engaged with the unconscious. Fly, swim. So where it's all going, something's coming down. The foundations of something have not been solid and they're not built in the right way. And so this change represents moving something out of where it has been and starting again. We've got to take down some sort of situation because it hasn't worked. And that situation, when I ask for clarity, is 10 of torches, 6 of torches. It's to do with obsessive overwork with the 10 of wands. It's got shades of the devil, which is interesting because it came up again for Gemini. Overworking, being obsessive, very addictive energy, and that being the way you think that you get success. That's not it anymore. You don't have to push in order to be recognized. I think it's liking that. You have to be more romantic. You have to be more connected to your imagination. It's not about pure drive. So maybe retiring that Emperor a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Right, let's add some Captain cards. Rider-Waite firstly. Anything else to say to... I'll try and catch your cards in my dress. Anything else to say to Cancer about this reading? The Knight of Cups. So we've got the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It's lovely. It's saying you have got something really beautiful to offer the world once you engage with your imagination, but it's soft, it's from the heart. It's going to really engage with those around you, but from a heart-centered, and it's going to be kind of like an epic grail quest for you, something that really means a lot. It's very soft compared to the Emperor, compared to the 10 of Wands. So that's important, that we have to remember that your heart is leading the way here. It's a double emphasis. And what have we got here? The 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you might need to learn how to use your heart as the way forward. The 7 of Pentacles talks about doing something repeatedly, waiting for the harvest. And maybe you're going to sit here and say, well, I always use my heart. I'm Cancer. I care about those around me. I'm very connected to my heart, but you've got to keep going. The harvest is coming with the 7 of Pentacles. You just have to trust that your way was the right way. We've got here, yeah, because on the floor, all the others I'm not taking, but turned upright was the 20 of the Judgment. But I love this depiction of it. It's got a witch throwing presents down from her broom to all these people. So there are gifts coming. They are coming. They seem unlikely, but they are coming through your love, in a way. Right, let's pull you one final oracle card. Anything to add to Cancer's lovely reading with all these majors, this big time in their life. It's another major that's just come out with the world. Wow, this just came out for Gemini as well. This is really interesting. This very, very rarely happens. So it's obviously a time in the world where we need to move things forward and we need to be brave. It's called Moon Dance, and it's got a woman on a sort of line tiptoeing with four no, three little birds. Three little birds, little swifts or swallows. I was hearing about swallows or swifts. For 4 years, until they breed, they don't stop flying. They mate, they sleep, they eat in the air. Isn't that an incredible thing? So, and she's got the moon on a stick. So this is number 4, which relates back to your emperor. So the emperor is going to give you the strength to do this daring thing, because this is about being daring. Moon dance. Daring, balance, easiness, adventure, perspective. Look at this girl balancing on a rope, waltzing with the moon. She's dancing through life. To be this confident is a gift you should be aware of and treasure. Be brave and adventurous, get out of your comfort zone and see life from a different perspective. If you maintain a balance between levity and lightheartedness, you can stay above the everyday noise that threatens to bring us down. Feel the night breeze in your hair and adventure in your soul. Wow, maybe everybody needs to go on a bit of an adventure. That's obviously what we're being asked to do. That's my neighbour, so I'm going to shut up now. I'll see you again.